The Arizona Cardinals select Larry Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald catches it! The first career NFL score for Fitzgerald. Larry Legend does it again in the playoffs.
I can't even believe it.
This guy knew how to ball. Larry Fitzgerald is second all-time in catches in the NFL and third all-time in receiving yards. He made 11 Pro Bowls and was beloved by Cardinal fans. Some call him the best player in team history. I call him my dad. I happened to be born in 2008. You know, that same year the Cardinals shocked the world.
That's it! The Cardinals have shocked the world!
Made the Super Bowl, and of course, the year my dad had his legendary playoff run.
Cardinals win it. They finish 9-7 for the first time in a decade, and they're off to the postseason. They'll play the Atlanta Falcons.
The Cardinals were being called the worst playoff team ever, but they had a home game against the Falcons.
They're going nuts here at University of Phoenix Stadium as the Cardinals take on the Atlanta Falcons. First playoff game for many of the Cardinals, like Anquan Boldin, Larry Fitzgerald, have played such a role in the success of this franchise.
You know, I got to tip my hat to Ken Whisenhunt and Todd Haley and the offensive staff for really being able to put me in position to be successful. They asked me to do a lot of things that I hadn't done throughout the course of the year because Anquan was doing it. And so I think all of those dynamics kind of worked in our favor.
And the Cardinals with Kurt Warner start from their own 12-yard line.
We had a lot of difference-making players, and what I knew was I needed to be one, but we needed those guys, whoever those guys were, to step up and play as well as they could play if we had any chance to make some noise in the playoffs. And so obviously, you know, the guy that we looked to was going to be number 11.
Back flea flicker.
2nd and 5 now at the Atlanta 42. They're going to keep it on the ground with James. It's a flea flicker. Warner going to throw deep. Near side going for Fitz. He's in double coverage. It doesn't matter. He caught it anyway. Touchdown Cardinals. You can't stop that guy.
All I needed to do is see the corner just hesitate for a second.
Kurt threw it up and let me go up and make a play, and I could really feel that momentum kind of start swinging in our direction.
Larry Fitzgerald, deadly and single-minded of purpose, stabs the ball out of the air.
Larry Fitzgerald catches his first postseason touchdown.
You know, one of those plays that we see in practice that now electrifies the crowd, it electrifies your team.
That's what I'm talking about.
When you're around those types of players, you're not surprised about anything that they do.
It says, we're here to win this game, not to just be in the playoffs. We're here to make a run, and that just kind of started it.
Warner under center. Takes a knee. Game over. Can you say road trip?
Next came a game in Carolina, a place where the Cardinals lost earlier in the season. That wasn't going to happen again.
It's a rematch, and Arizona was close to being the one team to beat Carolina. They had a lead in the fourth quarter. They couldn't hang on.
You can't go into this game thinking that you're ahead in the fourth quarter like last time.
When you look back at him as a player, it goes back to practice. Like he practiced like it was a game. Every pass he caught ran to the end zone. Everybody want to go out and practice hard. You know, everybody want to play well on Sunday. But I think Fitz kind of took it to a whole nother level.
The Cards head to Charlotte to battle the Panthers in a colossal NFC showdown. Who will get one step closer to the ultimate prize? Find out next.
So a 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Cardinals.
You got to stick with what works, and if they feel more comfortable passing the ball, all the more to them. We'll see what happens right here.
Warner takes, fakes the pitch, stands in the pocket, looking deep, airing it out far side for Fitzgerald, and a leaping attempt, and it's caught at the 10.
It's one thing to practice it and it works in practice, but then to have the guts to go, all right, we've never done this, and we put it in on the plane, and I'm going to call it in a big moment in a playoff game and expect my guys to execute it.
It wasn't as clean as we'd hoped it would be, and Larry jumped up over the top and made a catch over 2 guys, and it was a big play for us in the game.
You know, Carolina's whole game plan was to take him away, right? And, he still went out there and he still, had a very good game.
Throws far side to Fitz, who caught it at the 22. Fitz is open far side. He's got it at the 40-yard line, and he's tackled there. He looks like Anquan.
He does.
Larry Fitzgerald, you are absolutely ridiculous.
He was just in one of those zones.
We approach 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. The Carolina Panthers trailing the Arizona Cardinals by 13.
Two receivers right, Fitzgerald to the left. Warner barking out the call, play clock at 3. Kurt got the play away, back to throw. Warner with ton of time, throwing right side, Fitz open, caught at the 5, heading for the pylon, and he is going to be ruled in touchdown Cardinals! Larry Fitzgerald! Do you believe it?
I knew I was close. I wanted to get in, and I just stretched it out to try to touch that pylon.
To see him on a crossing route is a nightmare for anybody. Inside the red zone, you knew somehow, some way Larry was going to get that ball in.
The guy wanted to score touchdowns more than anything in the world, and it's incredible.
It was a lot of fun to be able to go on the road in a place like that. You know, it's not easy to play.
The Cardinals are going to the NFC Championship game.
Hey, fellas, that was a great team win. Celebrate, enjoy it, understand what we got at stake now. Hey, man, it's like nothing you've ever felt before. Let's get back to business. Let's go get the one next week. And as Todd said, let's shock the world. Great team win, fellas, together on 3.
The Cardinals had lost badly on Thanksgiving night in Philadelphia, but in the NFC Championship, they were home, and their defense had no answers for number 11.
In the era of reality television, nothing beats 60 minutes of football.
It was so fresh in our memory, the game against the Eagles.
I don't even know what to say anymore. This is awful.
You know, we did some things in that game that hurt ourselves.
The Arizona Cardinals could be one of two places. They could be in the ecstasy of winning the National Football Conference Championship, or they could be done for the season.
We felt confident going in.
It's going to bring up a huge 3rd down and 1. The Cardinals 49% on 3rd down so far in the postseason. Interesting shotgun here on 3rd and 1. Warner's got the ball. Blitz coming up the middle. Warner has time. Throws over the middle. It's caught by Fitz at the 35, at the 40. At the 45, he's up to the 49 and down there. A gain of 20 and a Cardinal first down.
Whenever we needed a big play or whenever a big moment in the games, it just seemed like Larry was there to make that play.
Warner under center on 2nd down from the Philadelphia 9. Warner takes, short set, has time, looks left, throws over the middle to Fitz. Caught inside the 5, breaks a tackle, and Fitz is in. Touchdown Cardinals on the opening drive. They take it the length of the field.
You know, it was just, in big moments, Larry was always special.
The Cardinals now with the ball on their 38. Good field position. Warner takes, it's a pitch to Arrington. He's going to throw it back to
Kurt. Was going to just kind of drift back. And that took a little bit longer than what we thought.
Far side of the 25. Now Warner going deep, airing it out. Middle of the field. Fitz is there. He caught it at the 10. At the 5. Touchdown! Larry Fitzgerald! The trickery of the Arizona Cardinals!
Just seeing him kind of take over that whole playoff run that we had, I mean, it wasn't surprising at all.
The ball was underthrown, but you know what? It doesn't matter. When number 11's there, he's going to find the ball, and he's going to catch it.
You know, there are a lot of guys, they don't want that moment. They're afraid of that moment. Larry was not. Larry embraced it.
First down and goal just outside the 1. Warner takes, back to throw, fade, left side Fitzgerald, he got it! Touchdown, his 3rd of the day!
The NFC Championship game at then University of Phoenix Stadium, I'm sorry. One of the finest games you're ever gonna see a human being play.
That's it! The Cardinals have shocked the world! Trite but true! The Cards have done it! They're going to Super Bowl 43!
We're looking for one of the biggest upsets in Super Bowl history if the Arizona Cardinals come up winners tonight.
Nobody ever says underdogs don't win a Super Bowl.
All right, how does Pittsburgh contain Larry Fitzgerald?
I don't think they do.
In the Super Bowl, the ultimate stage, the Steelers had a better plan for Fitz. But a defense was only going to hold him down for so long.
Welcome to the biggest sporting event in the world. The Super Bowl from Tampa, Florida. The 43rd edition. Your Arizona Cardinals. Their Pittsburgh Steelers. It ends today. Win or lose, it's all on the line against the Steelers tonight.
I remember all the Super Bowl my dad brought me to when I was a child, to be able to watch it from the stands in town, to be able to be on the field and be a part of, the greatest sporting event in the United States. To be able to do that was a dream come true.
Super Bowl champs on 3. 1, 2, 3, Super Bowl champs.
Super Bowl 43 is underway in Tampa. Rackers kick end over end and deep.
When we went into the Super Bowl, we had all those plays in for Larry, but we also had the idea that the Steelers were going to do their best to force us to kind of play small ball.
It wasn't a high-scoring game. There was a lot of back and forth, and we weren't super effective offensively in the first half. So there's no question that I think they put a lot into how can we defend Larry Fitzgerald, because they weren't going to let Larry beat him.
Right now in the fourth, Larry Fitzgerald has been stopped in this game, only one catch.
I guess you call it flow or, in the zone.
Can the Cardinals get Larry Fitzgerald involved?
You know how a pitcher you see, he's painting the corners and he's hitting every single spot with every single pitch, or you see, a great shooter in basketball, get into that rhythm. And that's kind of how I felt like. I just felt like there was nothing anybody can do.
Shotgun for Warner, flanked to his left by Arrington. Kurt to throw, has time, fires over the middle to Fitz, caught at the 20, flag down. Fitz breaks a tackle 15 to the 10 and wrapped up at the 9-yard line. Cardinals down 20-7, they need a touchdown.
We spread it out, and when we spread it out, that puts the onus back in my hands to be able to call plays and get 11 the football. We just had to buy our time until, we could find a way to get Larry loose if that was the case.
So run out slot, Tokyo ride 32 weak, 71, now fade.
Gonna throw a fade right side, Fitzgerald, he got it! Touchdown, Larry Fitzgerald! And the Cardinals are back within a score midway through the fourth quarter.
The way he pinned the ball against his head and then to go to the ground that hard and not lose control of it is incredible.
Kurt gave me a nice shot, outside shoulder, and, I was able to catch it.
What a throw by Warner, and Larry Fitzgerald went up and stabbed it with his steely knives.
Larry caught his first Super Bowl touchdown, and there's a lot of time left in the game.
Now, if you're the Steelers, there's a dilemma here.
Roethlisberger in the shotgun here, about 5 yards deep in the end zone. 3rd and 10 from the Steeler half-yard line. Snap to Roethlisberger, back to throw, going deep, far side, and it is caught. But wait, there's a penalty flag in the end zone. There's a flag down in the end zone. If it's an offensive penalty, it's a safety. This is going to be against the Steelers.
Holding offense number 62. The foul occurred in the end zone. Safety.
2 points for the Cardinals, and they're going to get the ball.
Hey, let's go now. Let's get a score here.
I like the Cardinals when they got in that no-huddle pace and started getting the ball to Fitzgerald, and maybe somewhere on this drive they ought to go back to that.
The play, the catch.
Cardinals moving left to right.
Just tried to make something happen.
Warner to pass with time, fires over the middle to Fitz, caught at the 45, 50, Fitz is loose, 40, 30, goodbye, 10-5, Cardinals lead, touchdown, Larry Fitzgerald.
That particular play, that little 5-yard under, we should never get that play. And so when Larry catches that 5-yard pass, it is like the parting of the Red Seas. There is nobody there but green grass.
I knew I had an under, and if I was able to get inside of him, that there would be nobody there.
Never seen Larry run that fast.
You gotta be kidding me! He turned upfield and ran it home!
Cardinals lead Super Bowl 43 with 2:37 to go.
I just saw the end zone and started looking at the jumbotron to make sure nobody was closing in. For about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, I thought that it might have been enough.
Right side end zone, and it is caught! I think if the Cardinals win that Super Bowl, there's a statue of that play somewhere.
It's still an amazing thought, man. 2 minutes and 37 seconds away from winning a Super Bowl.
I think it goes back to like the last couple weeks of the regular season, come the Jesus moment. Are we really a playoff team? And I think the national media and And even the people here locally didn't believe that we had a chance. And to see where we went from last home game against Seattle and then really went into the playoffs on a tear, I think that's kind of the things I think about the most, and how we completely flipped the script in 3.5, 4 weeks.
It put him on the map in a place where now he could take the steps beyond that to go, I'm one of the greatest to ever play this game.
Everything changed for Larry that year. I still have in my memory bank him running into the end zone, looking up at the Jumbotron to see who's behind him. And where we were, our booth was positioned, you could kind of see the Red Sea part and everything open up, and you knew Larry was going to score. And the reaction in the stadium of everybody, a lot of people became Cardinal fans that day. I think more people became Larry Fitzgerald fans, not just that day, but because of that whole run, literally carrying a team on his back.
Whenever we needed a big play or whenever a big moment in the games, it just seemed like Larry was there to make that play. And probably from some of the best players that you've ever seen in the game, that's the one thing that's a constant.
My dad isn't eligible for the Hall of Fame until 2026. But after that 2008 playoff run, everyone knew he'd eventually be in Canton. He is my inspiration.
They're going nuts here in the first playoff game at University of Phoenix Stadium. Keep it on the ground with James. It's a flea flicker. Warner gonna throw deep. Near side going for Fitz. He's in double coverage. It doesn't matter. He caught it anyway. Touchdown Cardinals. Wow, what a play. Heading for the pylon. He got it. Touchdown. His third of the day. Middle of the field. Fitz is there. He caught it at the 10. At the 5. Touchdown. It does not matter. You can put 5 guys on him. He's going to catch it.
To the house, Larry Fitzgerald.